Now folks, today I'm going to start this off with a very simple concept. Equality cannot be attained through inequality. Now the reason Maori seats were created was to give Maori more representation in Parliament, which is left-wing affirmative action by definition. And affirmative action of any kind always gives certain people preferential treatment over others. That is discrimination. That is inequality. Now both Billy Te Kahika and Jacinda Ardern believe in Maori seats. They both discriminate. And Jacinda recently gave Maori and Pacifica people preferential treatment when it comes to elective surgery at some DHBs. And Billy conveniently looks away on that issue. Now Billy says he's against Jacinda Ardern pushing Agenda 2030 on New Zealand. But he is doing exactly the same through affirmative action Maori seats. Sustainable Development Goals. Goal 10, reduce inequality within and among countries. Reduce inequality, not promote equality. Their emphasis is on reducing inequality, which means left-wing affirmative action. (10A) Implement the principle of special and differential treatment for developing countries, in particular least developed countries. So what we have here is left-wing affirmative action on a large scale. 10.6 Ensure enhanced representation and voice for developing countries in decision-making in global, international, economic and financial institutions in order to deliver more effective, credible, accountable and legitimate institutions. Again, left-wing affirmative action on a large scale. (10.2) By 2030, empower and promote the social, economic and political inclusion of all, irrespective of age, sex, disability, race. Yes, so again we have left-wing affirmative action. And so basically what we have here is Maori seats, for example. Now folks, this is what Billy pretends away.
Our team have been able to confirm a number of people who have been directly affected by the government policies of the lockdown, the style in which they did it, and also this new policy of actually bringing apartheid into the healthcare system. So I want to read out to this. We were able to confirm this. And I'm going to read it, and I'm also going to change a couple of the identifying words. I'm going to remove identity from it. And this was written very closely afterwards. So this is what was written. I wrote this earlier today after a bad night dwelling on the latest racist policy. This has pushed me from the top of the urgent wait list, to number 88.
Because he's not Maori or Pacifica.
I have waited for 3 years in excruciating pain for my turn for so-called elective surgery, whilst caregiving my terminally ill wife, who is suffering a horrible and slow end. Now that I have deteriorated to the point that I am in great danger of being paralyzed from the waist down, the goalposts have been moved again, just as I was about to get the necessary spinal fusion. By the end of each day, I am writhing in pain. There is not a day that I don't think about buying a log truck. For those of you who know, those of you who know. Hope is a real bastard. It only prolongs the suffering. On Tuesday, I was referred yet again, this time for a cancer investigation, and so the problems compound. I don't have any faith in that happening in good time. As a good friend pointed out, we have no quality of life. David Seymour's end-of-life choice bill has been watered down too far. We should be able to ask for a pill that will let us leave with some dignity. I am all out of hope. And, you know, I fight against euthanasia, and the reason being is because my job for so many years has been to help people see that hope, to find hope, to hold on to it. And I think that's what really gets me. Is it's not the, you know, it's all the processes and can be the pain, the ideas of what's going on. So that last sentence, I am all out of hope.
Yeah, and you can really understand that. The guy has paid taxes all his life for an equal health system that is not equal anymore. And Billy ignores this issue, people.
Now, for you who are out there who are youth workers and stuff like that, you know full well what I'm talking about, is that we fight against hopelessness itself. The idea that everything is gone, that life has got no more meaning, that I would rather go. I don't want to be here anymore. And there's more, but you know, this is cruelty. This is a government that deals in cruelty. There's nothing I can say beyond that. It is not only, you know, racism, saying it's racist is merely a buzzword, and it is a buzzword that has been diluted to the point of meaningless. But this is life and pain and struggle that we will all have fights with. And the fact that we have a government who is allowing policies, brutal, cruel, vain policies to go through. Why? Because it makes them feel better for a magical fairy dust called equity. It's utterly wrong. It's brutal. Now that's here. That's in New Zealand as we speak right now. Now our team has been collating a great deal of messages and information. We're processing it. We're getting things confirmed. But we are following these up, and we want to demand the hard questions being put to a government that is so brutal as to redefine kindness as cruelty.
Yeah, and Billy is ignoring this even when it's in the mainstream media. Maori and Pacifica given priority in elective surgery waitlists. Maori and Pacifica waiting for elective surgery have been placed at the top of waitlists in the Wellington region in a move hoped to improve their access to healthcare. Anyway, now to something you'll never hear Billy say.
Right now, under the DHBs, we have a situation where your position, your quality of life is determined not by your need, not by your New Zealanderness, but by your colour of your skin. What on earth makes me more precious and more quality, deserving of more than you who are white or Asian or anything else? It goes to the very core of what it means to be a New Zealander. Equal, fair. And so what's happening right now is utterly wrong. By the way, it's spreading. It's going to Hawke's Bay DHB from what we've heard. Middlemore DHB is going to bring it in as well. If you are Maori and Pacifica, you will be pushed up the list because you are Maori or Pacifica. It is wrong, just wrong. We should be based and looked after according to our need, not our skin colour. And so when it comes to Tūtua, oh, by the way, do you know what party the person is who led the charge on this? Close. Think further to extremity. Greens. It is a green X and green MP. So we would actually, so our position on Treaty of Waitangi is pretty clear. We would honour the third article. We would resolve the second articles. So we would honour those. So we would put a deadline on all of the valid breaches, which are Article 2 breaches, and after that we would, but not the National Party or the Labour Party style, where it seems to be no, forever and ever. We would say no, boom, stop there, so we all can resolve it and then move on. And once we move on, get rid of every single race-based, so get rid of Maori seats because we're not incompetent, unlike some people treat us like that. We are strong enough to get Maori, on seats. We are. We do not need the feeling of being incompetent. Here you go, here's Maori seats, because apparently you're too useless to get it yourself.
Exactly. To say Maori can't do it by themselves is absolutely patronising.
Wrong. We can get it just fine. So we would get rid of Maori seats, Maori wards, we would get rid of co-governance structures, we would get rid of everything and anything that makes an apartheid type system, that makes a type of system where one group of people is above everyone else. It's wrong and we will get rid of it.
Yeah, now you'll never hear Billy say any of that.
The only difference that we would look at is giving a bit more money to the encouragement of te reo Māori in schools. Encouragement, not mandated, just
Yeah. Now, folks, I'm in two minds about the last bit Elliot said there. On the one hand, I think Maori kids should learn their own language. But would that be at the expense of other subjects? Now, I'm pleased Elliot said it wouldn't be a compulsory subject because I think it would be a waste of time learning Maori as it has no international application.